Hi guys, welcome back to Modern Builds HD. Today we're going to be building the guest house for this suburban home which I built in my last video. Now if you haven't checked out this video on how to build this suburban home in front of me, I'd highly recommend you do. It'll be more convenient for the guest house and it just turned out to be a pretty awesome build. Now I haven't done the interior for this build, but exterior wise is all complete and it looks pretty perfect. So I'm just going to fly to the back of this build now and start on the guest house tutorial. And I'll say we bring this out, let's see, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks, not quite enough. I say 8 blocks because I want to fit a fair few things in this build. So for you guys that didn't follow the tutorial, for you guys that did follow my tutorial, it will leave 3 blocks either side of this build. But for you guys that didn't follow the tutorial for this house, I'm just going to go ahead and show the measurements of 1 block, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Yeah, so this is going to be 23 blocks wide, and in that case we may actually need to make this build a little bit longer depending and how this thing is going to look. Don't worry if you muck up and delete a few blocks under here, it won't matter too much because we will be building around these things. So I say just make this block 1 longer because otherwise it may look a little bit strange. For the flooring here, you're just going to want to delete all the blocks within here, this sort of alligator area. And then we are just going to fill this up with, what are we using? Jungle wood, that is it. So we're going to just fill this sort of rectangular area just with jungle wood, and that would pretty much just be the base of our build. Now we're not just going to fill it with jungle wood, we are going to go ahead and use the slab version of this block. You will see why in a minute, and the reason why for this is you may notice if you watch people like Corrales, great example. If people use slabs, they can do things like place stairs, and you can create some really awesome sofas, interior design. So of course I'm going to be doing the interior design for you guys. I mean, the guest house isn't massive and it's going to be a pretty cool little project to build. It should only take 1 episode. I can't imagine a tiny little build like this taking more than 1 episode. Okay, so now what you're going to want to do is just checking. Yep, this is jungle wood. So you're just going to want to get out some jungle wood slabs. And of course guys, I get asked this question all the time. I'm really not familiar with the PlayStation or Xbox 360 version of this, of Minecraft. But I don't exactly know what blocks you have and what you do have. I am quite aware about 50% of my fans, you guys actually play on Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. Now if I use materials, say for example jungle wood, I'm pretty sure you have jungle wood, but this is just an example. Say if I have jungle wood and you don't have it, be sure to vary your materials. You know, if you're playing in survival, don't use quartz, use white wool and white stained clay. No, just make the build easier for yourself. And if you can't think of any ideas or any variations of materials, textures to use, just, you know, send me a message or just comment down in the comment section below and I'll get around to you guys. I don't want any of you guys struggling on my Let's Builds. I want to help everyone out here. I mean, my fan base isn't huge, so I should get around to you in a few hours. Alright, so now that is sorted, I'm gonna go with the classic sort of simplistic kind of house look. So basically what the simplistic house look is just a flat sort of platform like this, and then what we would do is say we'll come back 2 blocks, and actually I think we should use jungle wood, oak wood's a little bit dark, maybe spruce. So we'll just use another material here. This is just to vary out on the materials, because if we have the floor matching the structure of this build, it will look really plain and boring. You know, we want to create a little bit of variation in this build and make it a little bit more interesting. So we come up 4 in height, and then we will use, what are you? Your spruce wood. So we're just going to go ahead and use some spruce wood slabs. You may as well get the stairs out just in case I come up with any other small detailed ideas. and just on top of this block here, just bring it out so it's overhanging on this grass block by 1. This will just create like a nice sort of shaded effect outside, especially if you're using shaders mod. This should look absolutely gorgeous. I'm using RulerPlace, guys, and I know I'm probably going to be asked this question even though I'm telling you. I am using Flows HD 1.7.2 texture pack, and it is absolutely amazing. If you're looking to build modern, works for traditional as well, I would highly recommend this texture pack. It's fantastic, fairly easy to run, and yeah, just amazing looking. Alright, so now we got the simple shape of this. We got our sort of outer patio area, and we got the base of our build. Now what we're going to do is create a few shapes and stuff to make this build that little bit more interesting. So I'll say we have just a window here, and we'll flatten off and even have like maybe a window here. I don't know yet, but we will work some stuff out. So just leave that for this. And of course, guys, we will change things around. This is just for sort of the meantime. Get out some string and some light grey carpet, because it looks a little bit nicer and brighter than that normal sort of dull grey. Especially if you're not using shaders, you want to go with a more sort of brighter, more friendly looking materials, because it will just improve the look of your build. And that is just like a shutter blind that we have here. If you have World Edit and you know how to use it, definitely recommend you put snow there. It will look a lot better. But I'm doing this as a legit tutorial, but be sure to adjust your builds if you know these kind of things. It will really make it look cooler. I'm going to put this here. Then I'll say put 2 of these here. What about just like a little slab and a slab here, just to create a little bit more detail, guys. I always love putting in like little detailed touches. That won't work quite, but just things like that, they sort of, if you add up all these small little details, they really do make a difference, and it looks a lot cooler. So I'm going to leave that like this. For this wall, just for now, we're just going to put some spruce wood here. Of course, we're going to have windows, but when we're doing the interior, we'll figure out what designs we want for stuff, and then we can edit it, of course. So we're just going to leave the roof hovering at the moment, just pretend it's there, and then of course we can just build over it in a minute. Now what we need to focus on is room plan. So I'm going to say just bring out this by 1. Actually no, bring out by 2. Just like this. I'll say we'll have our entrance here, like so. Then we can have some big glass panels. So let's just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks. We'll have a gigantic glass panel letting in a lot of natural light to make the build look a lot cooler, of course. So as you can see now, it looks pretty simplistic, but it also looks pretty cool, and I want to keep this mainly sort of natural lighted. So we figure onto the room plan now. We'll just bring this back by 1, and we'll say we can have like a little storage sort of area as you just walk into here. Then what we could do here is just, we want to keep it fairly like light, so we're not going to leave like huge gaps in between here to make it too light, but we're going to leave like a space or 2 for this area. That should be enough. And I'd just say we'll just obviously put the back on here like so. So through here we could have something like a little lounge. We can have a TV wall, some sofas. I want to have a bedroom as well. That is one of the priorities of this build. So I'd say we can have our bedroom in here. That is our bedroom done. Now you're going to want to bring up all the walls, of course, to the height of this build, which is just 4 blocks in height, and then we'll just slab it off across the top with some spruce wood slabs. So just continue this, and then we'll get the room layouts, and that should look pretty cool. So I'm liking that a lot. just through here, just add a tiny bit of detail. Just put 2 of these here, and then just 1 here. Just some stairs upside down, and again guys, this is just detailing. Very simple thing to do, but once you see the build at the end, you'll see exactly why I've done it and how much it actually adds to this build itself. So as you can see, that looks kind of modern, sleek and nice. So we are going to be using some white stained glass. I keep seeing modern builders use it. I tend to use black stained glass, but I've really changed my mind recently looking at some of the awesome builds people have been doing, and I've regretted not using this. It has to be said. Whoa, no, how the hell did that just happen? Right, anyways, you're going to want to place these panes down, and we're just going to leave 1 gap just on here, this level, level 2. And what we are going to do here is we are going to get out, I think it was a fence gate. No, it's not. It's an iron. It's iron bars. That is what it is. And we're going to just leave this here. And what these are is some huge white stained glass sliding doors. I know, right? How awesome do these things look? And we'll just cover this up for now. Not with this, but just with the spruce. Just, you know. So it just makes it look a little bit better. Of course, we'll get around to doing all the other stuff soon. Just for now, that looks kind of cool. For here, we're going to have 1 white stained glass pane, and then we are going to have a wooden door. You can use an iron door. Like I said guys before, you can change stuff about. It's just about your texture pack. So use your favorite woods, for example, and just try and get it as cool looking and as adapted as you can make it.